Welcome back here to MediaCom Channel 22, Cougar Coaches Show, and a new addition as we added the new sports to Columbia College, at least the new teams with 2 cross-country teams, men and women. Same for the golf for Coach John Utley, and then Coach John Klein and John Deshay for the women's soccer squad as they are flying through their conference season. But we're with Tim Cornell of the cross-country squads, both men and women, 13 total athletes between the two of you, and Laura Harris, your assistant. What is a practice like? What do you, we talk, Coach John Klein talks about how he practices the women at 3:30, then the guys at 5. Everybody's got their practice regimens down. How does that work? Obviously, weather plays into that too, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So we started off the year going at 6 a.m. just about every morning. It was 100 degrees, 95 at best, so we were trying to get our runs out of the way when it wasn't so hot. About October 1st, we transitioned to 3:30 practices. Our conference races in the afternoon. That's the meet that we want to be most prepared for. So we're trying to simulate those conditions as much as possible. So we go about the same time to make sure that we're used to the weather, the hot, the cold, whatever it's going to be, and we're ready to race.
And how long or how many miles do you typically run in a practice? Is it always just let's go and run a simulated course, or do you work in some strategy?
It really depends on the day. So within a week, or a microcycle as we call it, we want to do 7 different things within that regimen. So we're following a hard day where we might do an interval session or a sustained effort at a higher pace with a recovery day. And we're varying the mileage in terms of the day so that the body doesn't get stale. We're hitting the weight room for a workout a couple times a week, making sure that the core and lower back is ready to go. Those are really the main areas of strength. But a typical interval session may look like 8 by 1,000 meters for the guys, or 5 by 1,000 meters for the girls, with anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes rest in between, depending on the part of the season that we're in.
And let's talk a little bit about your athletes. Give us some of your stars and the breakdown of the teams and this first ever squad of cross-country members that will be in history for the first ones to kind of come through and get things started.
Sure. I'll start on the women's side. We had a young lady named Lindsay Martin really break out for us 2 weeks ago at Central Methodist. She's running unattached right now. She transferred from Stevens College over to us, so she obviously saw the light, and she's with us now. She ran 18:55 for 5,000 meters, which was a PR of over a minute for her. She's going to be a great addition next year. We also have 2 young ladies, Julia Montgomery and Emily Schultz, who have been running fantastic for us, well under 20 minutes for both of them for 5K. And just to kind of break that down, that's just over 6 minutes a mile for these young ladies.
My treadmill readouts.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive stuff.
So, and the rest of the women's team has been doing a fantastic job for us, really across the board. The effort, the drive that I've seen from these young ladies has been just fantastic. On the guys' side, we've really had 2 guys kind of break out for us this year. Michael McCulloch is from Staley High School in the Kansas City area, ran 26 minutes. It's about 5:12 a mile, over 5 miles down in Joplin. And Cody Gorham, who's from Richmond High School, just over towards Kansas City as well, has really looked good in practice. He's yet to put it together in a race quite yet. He's been running in the mid-26s, but he's ready for a big breakout this year. Cameron Schmitz, a kid from Eureka High School, is another guy who's looked really good in practice. He and Devin Sander from Hickman High School. Devin was all-state in cross-country last year, placing 12th in Class 4. Those guys are really going to make us good over the next 4 years.
And where is the hotbed of cross-country in the state of Missouri as far as the high school athlete? Or is there one? Or is it kind of comes in waves? Is it?
There's really not a hotbed. There are good runners in St. Louis, Kansas City, South, North, and the rural cities. There are good runners everywhere. And that's the nice thing about kind of the recreation boom that we've seen over the past 10 years. You see more people out on the trails, more people in the parks, and that is spreading to lots of different areas. So you see the cross-country numbers up, you see the track and field numbers up. Track and field is the most populated sport in America at the high school level, and that has a lot to do with the fitness boom that's been going on. Mom and dad are getting out to run. Son and daughter want to go with them. They find the organized activities, cross-country and track, to make it more fun.
And more communities like Columbia, as we talked about earlier, with the plethora of not just the MKT or any of the trails, but parks and
Right.
what they've done with Stevens Lake Park. What about the actual meets? How many have you competed in, and what is still left as far as your competitive season
Sure.
as we get closer to snowfall?
We have a meet tomorrow. We're in St. Louis, so we're going to be racing in Forest Park, and that will be our 5th meet of the year. We started off at the Central Missouri Mule Run over in Warrensburg. That was a bit of a warm-up. The guys ran 4 miles. Ladies ran 4K. The guys came out of the gate firing. Park University was there. Park won the conference last year, the American Midwest Conference. When you win the conference at our level, you go to the national championship. So obviously the goal for us is to win the conference and take the entire team to the national meet to show the talented runners that we do have. So the guys beat Park, first meet out of the gate. You know, I would like to say that I saw it coming, but you know, as a coach, you don't expect to start out quite like that.
It doesn't surprise anyone with the level, as you know, part of the allure of this job at Columbia College. They do it right, whether it's obviously in the classroom and athletically. And there's a reason why the other schools have that CC on the dates circled constantly, because no matter what the sport is, you know, the level that Columbia College competes with is right there at the top. So to come right out and compete immediately with the conference rivals is big.
Right, absolutely. So from Central Missouri, we went down to Joplin. They have the Southern Stampede there. From Joplin, we went to Louisville for the Greater Louisville Classic. The ladies raced over at Central Methodist the other day, and 2 weeks later, we're here. We're ready to race in St. Louis. Now, 2 weeks from now, we'll have our conference meet in Jefferson City. And that's the last meet that we're guaranteed to race. If we have athletes place in the top 5 individually, they will move on to the national championships. If either team wins the conference championship, they will move on as a team to the national championships. And obviously, I think we have a pretty good shot at making it on the guys' side as a team, and we should have several women compete for those top 5 spots.
Now, in that final meet, is it just that kind of winner takes all kind of deal? That one, kind of like a conference championship, where soccer plays 3 matches, whatever, but it's just the one-time shot.
Yep. The fact that we beat Park earlier in the year has no bearing on the conference championship.
You don't get an extra 25-yard head start or anything like that?
And that's, I wish. That'd be pretty nice. That's one of the allures of cross country and track and field. It's really, can I beat you to the tree? And it doesn't matter what happened in the past. Today is a different day. And we've all been doing some significant training since the last time we met. So we run the race to see who's fastest on that day and not necessarily overall.
And where in Jeff City will that meet take place, that conference championship?
It's at Cole County Park, which is on the west side of the city. So there's a Thomas Jefferson Middle School is right across the road. And you know, we'd obviously love to see as many Columbia College fans out there as possible.
Certainly. Well, Tim, thank you so much for your time. I learned a ton about cross country. I know that for a fact. I know a lot of other folks are picking it up as we've added these sports, and obviously excitement around campus with your athletes, with the golf athletes, with the women's soccer players. And it's pretty cool to go onto the website and you see, you know, the list of new athletes and new stats and new sports stories, and congratulations on this season so far, and good luck with the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
All right, thanks for watching Cougar Coaches Show here on MediaCom Channel 22.